Hello. Welcome, everyone, to News and Updates. This is our 208th episode. We are very happy to report that Lorella is doing much better. We all wish her a fast recovery.
And you know what, Steph? I said it last week and I'll say it again. I don't know how Laurel does what she does week after week. You know, she multitasks, she's got superhuman abilities. And after struggling through trying to put a ton of news stories together, my already high estimation of her has been elevated even further.
You know, Karen, all the shoes it takes to walk in Laurel's makes my feet hurt. I can't wait for her to return so we can heal our blisters. She is so totally amazing. We still wish her a very speedy recovery.
That's right,
We sure
Marcia.
do.
And also, Steph has very graciously volunteered to step in again to help us out. And we are very deeply grateful for that. Thank you so much, Steph.
Oh, you're welcome. The month is filled with ghosts, goblins, and the joys of Halloween, and so is our studio. What's a little stage fright compared to all that? Is everyone prepared for Halloween? We know Marcia is ready with her amazing, scary voices. Join me at Education Reality, virtual realities. She scared me. Halloween Fright Night for a little improv from the crypt.
You get me laughing. News and Updates has been bringing you all the news from around the ASVR community and beyond for over 4 years. And we do it with equal mix of tears, laughter, and this month we have lots of groans.
Ooh, we do not work for AltSpace VR. We're not employees. We're volunteers under the watchful eye of our ghostly producer, Mark, who literally, honestly scares us into behaving each week.
He is one very scary person. Avatar. Whatever he is. I can personally attest to that.
Oh, we have plenty of news to share with you, both haunting and hallowed. So let's get rocking. This past week, Meta kicked off its Oculus event where it outlined the future of its nascent VR platform. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg is known to be spending billions upon billions of dollars chasing what he has convinced himself is the next big thing for computing and internet interaction, virtual reality. And Microsoft has stepped up and decided to bring many of its products into Mark's Zucker world.
Microsoft Teams, Office, and even Xbox Cloud Gaming are all coming to the Zuckerverse. The Office and Xbox Cloud Gaming implementation are pretty pedestrian, running within a regular window. Really? I have an ad coming up. Running within a regular window, we see this before with Microsoft's own mixed reality efforts. However, the Microsoft Teams implementation is more pervasive with a UI that actually looks arguably better than that of Teams on Windows, complete with cartoony avatars taken from Microsoft's purchase of AltSpace VR some time ago. Aren't we cute?
Marcia, you're scaring yourself. You know, with that scary voice, now you got windows coming up and who knows what else, ghosts floating around.
I know, when you're on your Windows and all of a sudden this ad pops up, it popped up right in the middle.
So going back to Microsoft here, so corporations will be able to provision and control Meta headsets using Azure Active Directory, which will also integrate Microsoft 365 for SharePoint Cloud Document Access, among other things.
By the way, folks, daylight savings time. Love it or hate it, it's coming at 2 a.m. on Sunday, the 30th of October, and Sunday, the 6th of November. Clocks will go back 1 hour.
Yay! Get to beat time.
Well, before we get to the fun stuff, an important reminder to everyone that COVID is still around. And more people, even those vaccinated and safe all this time, are taking risks, traveling, attending group events, and getting COVID. So it's still risky and still deadly.
A flurry of new COVID 19 variants appears to be gaining traction globally, raising fears of a winter surge. Be careful, mask up, and please attend events online or in VR through the winter to stay safe. We want you all to be happy too, and in VR longer.
Much longer. Now,
Uh-huh.
on to the fun stuff, where we bring you the slightly off topic, bizarre, strange, and wow stuff to you. Please enjoy.
Okay, to start off, Stockholm University and Malmo University said they have come up with an odor machine or
Hmm?
olfactometer that makes it possible to smell in virtual reality environments. Researchers tested out the new technology in a wine tasting game where the user smelled wine in a virtual wine cellar and received points if the guesses on the different aromas were correct. Well, I
Hmm.
thought it was funny.
I'm, I'm speechless.
Yes, well, we're still processing all the smell information. Okay, so the gaming console has four different valves, which with each one connected to a channel. A fan used for sucking air into a tube is in the middle. Using a computer to help, the player can control the four channels that can open to different degrees and provide different mixtures of scents.
Does that mean we need avatar deodorant?
Ooh.
The possibilities are endless. The
Oh,
possibility to move on from a passive to a more active sense of smell could be good or bad. In the game, world paves the way for development and completely new smell-based game mechanics based on players, movements, and judgments. I could
oh,
say
I
so
can't
much
wait.
more to this. This
Ooh.
this this could go somewhere really crazy. And Simon need you know what his name looks like? Neanderthal. But
It does.
It
Neanderthal
I
isn't.
was thinking the
interaction
same
and
thing.
game researchers at Malmo University said this in a news release. Smelling? I mean, give me a
No.
break.
Yeah.
You know, there was a company about, I think it was like 3 years ago when I first came into VR, and I remember they were developing something along similar lines, but I don't know. I don't even know if it was the same company or not. But
Mm.
interesting, very interesting.
Very, very.
Okay, so from frozen in fictional carbonite to trapped in bread.
Hmm?
Mm.
Trapped? Star Wars. That's right. Trapped. It says trapped. That's right. Trapped.
Yep.
Star Wars legendary scoundrel
Oh,
Han Solo
oh
is
no.
in yet another very sticky spot. This one more glutinous than the last. I wonder if it's fattening.
One House Bakery in Benicia, California, has created an impressive life-sized replica of the frozen Han Solo made entirely out of bread dough, mirroring the fate that the hero played by Harrison Ford meets at the end of the 1980 film Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
Bon Solo has been encased in leavenite. We're giant nerds, One House Bakery wrote in a Sunday Instagram post. The bread sculpture is an entry for a local scarecrow contest, the bakery said. One House's co-owner and head baker, Hanali Pervan, and her mother, Catherine Pervan, the bakery's chocolatier and co-owner, created Bon Solo.
Han Solo. That sounds strangely yummy.
It means bread alone
Oh,
in Spanish.
on to some world building news. Please.
Unity, Unity is still. You want more news? Isn't that fun? I love that last stuff. Okay, Unity is offering more than 750 hours of free live and on-demand learning content for all levels of experience. Learning Pathways can help anyone interested in gaming and real-time 3D tech industries gain skills from Unity Essentials to VR development.
In addition to free online courses, Unity has just published a free ebook called Unity for Technical Artists, excuse me. Key tool sets and workflows that compiles detailed summaries of all Unity systems, features, and workflows. The 91-page guide was assembled with input from experienced technical artists, including the creators of Enemies, The Heretic, Book of the Dead, and other demos.
The book covers render pipelines, world building, shading, lighting, animation, visual effects, editing cutscenes, and cinematics. Other chapters discuss scripting, profiling, and debugging projects, and 2D game development.
Oh, and by the way, there's also an appendix on creating digital humans in Unity and an overview of other useful art tools like SpeedTree and Sync Sketch. Gee whiz, so much to offer.
Indeed. Well, it's getting closer and closer. Is anyone here going to Blender's BCon conference this month in Amsterdam, October 27th to the 29th? We will be reporting on the announcements and news coming out of that conference.
Halloween Fright Night and World Maze annual events are coming up, and you don't want to miss them.
There will also be a couple more Halloween themed world tours coming up, world events. So check out the calendar. Psycho Wench Productions is a new collaborator in our Fright Night events, and the scripted theatrical team is working on some great worlds for their mature audience events. By the way, I saw the video of that today, and it was wonderful.
Ooh, that's cool. So December, don't forget, is our annual community holiday storytelling and world tours event. If you wish to participate in any of these, please let us know. We want to really embrace the global nature of the AltSpace VR community with worlds and stories that represent the holiday traditions of the world.
Hey everyone, it's time to talk tech and hardware.
Okay, here we go. I was reading through this news story last night and my eyes saw something different than what my brain was telling me. But okay, so
Certainly
let's make
is.
sure I can pronounce this correctly. Okay, so Panasonic brand Shift-All, don't try to say that 3 times fast or you're going to miss the F in there, they have revealed the latest prototype of their Megane X VR headset. Along with the updated design, the company has shown off a Steam VR tracking module to add precision tracking to the headset, along with support for Valve Index controllers. The company says it will be showing off the latest design at the AWE Europe 2022 conference, though it seems the headset may no longer be standalone, but rather built for a PC VR.
Make sure you say Shift-All. Be careful, you don't want to say that too fast. And Karen, you're absolutely right. Shift-All.
Okay.
And don't forget the F.
Yes.
And
Right.
Don't put a B in there.
I'm on it. The Shift-All Megane X VR might have a terrible name, but it's certainly an interesting looking VR headset. Promising Steam VR compatibility, inside out and outside in tracking, a high resolution of 2,560 squared, 6.5 MP display per eye, purportedly at 120 hertz with HDR support, all in an impressively odd but compact form factor. It's a wish list of impressive features in a PC VR headset. Your turn.
All those numbers are easy for you to say. Shift-All will confirm. No, Shift-All also confirm the headset.
You're too concentrated on pronouncing it correctly. There were
I know. It's because I want to make sure the F gets in there.
I know.
Okay, Shiftall also confirmed the headset will include an adapter that will not only connect the Steam VR tracking module, but also add support for Valve Index controllers. And given the interoperability of the Steam VR ecosystem, we expect that means anything can connect to a standard Steam VR adapter will also work with the headset. Example, Vive wands or Tundra trackers or any of that stuff.
Okay, on to some USB news, which we have shared with you already. Here's some more information. So the USB Implementers Forum, USB-IF, has formally announced the USB 4 version 2.0 specification after teasing it earlier this year. The new version of the USB specification promises up to 80 gigabytes of bidirectional data using 4 lanes. This will be supported on existing 40 gigabytes USB 4 passive cables, along with new 80 gigabytes per second specific cables.
The USB Implementators Forum, USB-IF, has formally announced that the USB 4 version 2.0 specification after teasing it earlier this year. The new version of the USB specification promises up to 80 gigabyte of bidirectional data using 4 lanes. This will be supported on existing 40 gigabyte USB 4 passive cables, along with new 80 gigabyte specific cables.
I think we just repeated
All I want to know is, do I
ourselves.
have to buy more dongles?
It sounds like more cables.
Yeah, it does. In addition to the 80 gigabytes of bidirectional bandwidth, however, the new specification also has a new special mode where 3 of the 4 lanes can pass data in the same direction, meaning you get 120 gigabytes of data in one direction with 40 gigabytes in the opposite direction. This specification is meant for specific use cases, such as extremely high resolution displays, where it makes sense to have a lot of bandwidth going in a single direction. Support for this capability is optional, however. I don't know why that's funny.
No.
But it is.
Yeah, we're just in a comical mood today, I think. Okay, so Samsung is reportedly developing micro LED on silicon, LED OS, for augmented reality headsets.
The OLED, organic light emitting diode, displays have been used for VR headsets for years, but now the company is developing next generation technology for AR displays that will be based on micro LED. Currently, glass is used as the base for displays rather than silicon. Reports, this is who made the report about this, so it's not us saying it, it's them, reports the GSMA Arena.
Are you trying to distance yourself from that, Mark?
Yes.
Sounds
Yes.
like it. Mhm.
Okay, so the South Korean tech giant's long-term objective is to create LED OS screens, LED OS screens with 6,600 pixel per inch resolution. The report said.
Samsung Display is creating OLED on silicon panels in addition to LEDs. However, micro LED is brighter and hence more suited for AR applications, the report said.
On to games. Playing games like Beat Saber or Walkabout Golf are amazing experiences in VR, but it still feels like you're holding a controller instead of a club or a lightsaber. It doesn't to me, but anyway, change that up and get the real feel of a handle with these Zyber Quest 2 controller handles, now on sale for $10 off on Amazon right now.
Really? Add a handy handle to your Quest 2 controllers to get the ultimate lightsaber experience in Beat Saber, or add the extended handles to get the feeling of a real golf club in VR.
You can make your controller have a long handle like a proper golf club, and the added weight makes it feel like you're actually swinging a club. Plus, since the controller is further away from the headset, The curve of your arms feels more authentically like golfing.
I want to get arms for hugging. I like hugs.
Me too, Marcia.
Mhm.
You know, everyone knows that looking at screens for too long can give you square eyes, or at least that's what they tell me. But what about eyeball scanning?
It's on the way. Tech
Really?
giant Apple is really. Tech giant Apple is rumored to be working on a virtual reality or mixed reality headset next year, which will ask users to scan their eyeballs to log in, pay for things, and use apps.
This iris scanning tech will also allow users to easily switch between user profiles, enabling different people to share the same headset with ease.
In other words, rumored tech would work just like the iPhone's existing Face ID and Touch ID unlock tools.
hmm
Hmm.
It's kind of
But there's no,
scary.
It's
yeah,
kind of
but
personal.
yeah, depends on what people do with the technology, right? It's all, nothing
Mm.
is either inherently good or bad. It's what we do with it. So we'll
Yeah.
see. Anyway, there's no word yet on how this feature would affect user interactions with content on the headset beyond unlocking it. Although an eye tracking feature could be very useful for generating analytic data on user engagement or even controlling the headset itself.
Hmm. NVIDIA, meanwhile, is pausing the launch of its upcoming 12 gigabyte RTX 4080 graphics card after originally unveiling it last month alongside a much more powerful 16 gig model. NVIDIA now admits it messed up with the naming. The RTX 4080 12 gigabyte is a fantastic graphics card, but it's not named right, said NVIDIA in a blog post. Having two GPUs with the 4080 designation is confusing.
I guess so.
NVIDIA is now pausing the launch of the 12 gigabyte RTX 4080 model, but will still go ahead and launch the 16 gigabyte version on November 16th.
Hmm. This means that anyone hoping for a more reasonably priced RTX 40 series card is now going to have to wait longer. The RTX 4080 16 gigabyte model will debut next month, priced from $1,199. Why don't they
Ooh,
just say
ouch.
$1,200?
hmm
And NVIDIA hasn't
It's less
revealed
painful
when
that
it,
way.
I know. You know, and NVIDIA hasn't revealed when it plans to relaunch the 12 gigabyte RTX under a different name.
Hmm.
And who knows what the price of that will be.
Whatever works. I think I'll save my $1,199 or whatever next headset I decide to buy.
Round it up,
Ditto.
babe. Round it up. You got that right, Karen. Now let's explore some news from around the metaverse. News you need to know that impacts many of us. Steph, take it away.
I'm going to date myself here. The Mac was
Uh-oh.
still thought to be only a toy when Microsoft flattered it with imitation, and all our beloved personal computers were born. Virtual reality has had something like the same reception.
You mean if it isn't for gaming, what is it for?
That's it. The early adopters have already, adopted. The next generation of their friends and family who are either impressed enough to buy their own or inherited their first headsets have done so. So we are now at the stage where it's got to get the fun and games right and be more than just fun and games. As we've been happy to report, it's doing just that. But even as industry and education are embracing the alphabet soup of AR, VR, and XR, the majority of gamers and social communities still reside in 2D. Meta may be very good at designing headsets, but when it comes to marketing or management,
No kidding. Meta's Facebook was one of the most popular social media platforms in the world with billions of users. However, its failing virtual reality metaverse project, Horizon Worlds, isn't doing nearly as well. In fact, a new report shows that barely anyone is spending much time in
geez.
Horizon Worlds at all. With most user created worlds going completely unvisited, that's terrible. Meanwhile, Second
Mm.
Life and VR Chat have more concurrent users, according to the folks at Meta. Frankly, I like AltSpace VR.
Me
By
too.
the way, Karen and Steph, did you know that while the Quest 2 headset is sold very well, a lot of customers aren't returning to play anything? It's reported that more
Oh,
than half of all Quest headsets stopped being used by players after only 6 months. Personally, I think we should all go out, hog
Hog tie them and bring them back. Your audio went out there, Marcia, for a second. That's
uh-huh.
kind of sad, isn't it? I mean, I can't even imagine buying a headset and dropping it after 6 months. They probably haven't been introduced to social VR and
Nope.
i.e. alt space in particular,
Or
but
not the right
that's
way anyway.
yeah, that's it's just too bad. Well, Marcia, we should, speaking of Quest, okay, so at least hand tracking 2.0 arrived on Quest 2 in May and the Quest Pro this month, bringing dramatic improvements to using your hands without controllers. Meta said its researchers and engineers developed a new method of applying deep learning to better understand hand poses when the device's cameras can't see the full hand or when the hand is moving quickly, describing the result as a step function improvement in tracking continuity.
That's right, Karen. Meta now says hand tracking 2.1, releasing soon, will further improve tracking reliability. 2.1 adds a new neural network to improve the accuracy of prediction. Meta claims this delivers less overshooting and smoother hand poses, especially for fast motions. Finally, 2.1 improves the reliability of the pinch gesture used across the Quest system interface, which Meta claims reduces false detections. And tracking 2.1 is coming to both Quest 2 and Quest Pro later this year in a system software update.
Good. Speaking of neural networks, applying AI to augmented or virtual reality isn't a novel concept, but there have been certain limitations in applying it, computing power being one of the major barriers to its practical usage. New Stable Diffusion image generation software, however, has a boiled down algorithm for use on consumer level hardware and has been released on a Creative ML Open RAILM license. That means not only can developers use the tech to create and launch programs without renting huge amounts of service, they're also free to profit from their creations.
Now, David Ola, CEO of Midjourney, another AI image generator, describes the potential for games to one day be dreams. And it certainly feels like we're moving hastily in that direction. Although the important next step is navigating the minefield that is the copyright and data protection issues arising around the data sets that algorithms like Stable Diffusion trained on.
This may make all the difference. Allow me to reminisce again. Back in the day, in the 1980s, you pretty much had to speak a computer's language to get it to do anything. Sure, Xerox had already invented the graphic interface and cursor moving mouse, but it wasn't until the Macintosh came along that everyday people could literally get their hands on them. Fast forward nearly 50 years, and artificial intelligence has, within just the last few years, begun to change the way we interact with those apps again. Artists, from copywriters to graphic designers to music composers, are either in fear of their jobs or already exploring what they can make with this new medium. What started out as a plaything for programmers is today already blending successful product merchandising into advertising for something else, outputting copyright free artwork to text specifications or melodies into new musical success.
Yeah, but you have to know what to ask for, and then you have to wait for hours.
Nope. Just know how to ask for what you want it to do, and it takes seconds.
I love it. But that's frightening and wicked.
It won't be. This is how the CEO of Adobe put it at the unveiling of their new software, which uses AI. Style, judgment, and the history of art is an unbroken series of technical innovations. The development of ceramic kilns, of oil paints, of digital photography, all of which accelerated these crafts. As craft becomes less an obstacle, the role of a creator, their vision story, and imagination becomes more, not less, important.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm already seeing so much weird artwork online, especially in VR now, that I can't tell when it's made by a bot.
Oh, but it is. I agree. It will become just another fad, but we're going to look back on this and we're going to love it. And then we're going to groan about it, but we're going to love it because some of it is so beautiful and mysterious.
Indeed. Yep,
Mhm.
some of it is. But I'm comparing it to the Macintosh interface because that's where AI is actually heading. Instead of point and click, you'll use text and spoken language. Think of it this way. Instead of saying, Alexa, turn on the lights in the living room, you could very soon say, headset, make me a living room and have the lights on. It will have already learned your tastes in architecture and furnishing. All the arcane knowledge one has to digest to program in Unity or Blender for VR will be at your command without ever having to touch a mouse or a graphic display.
Maybe I can ask it to clean my house.
Oh,
Really? Are you describing a holodeck from Star Trek?
yes, I am. The only thing AI lacks now is one unique quality that all the quantity can't match:
What's that?
imagination.
Yet.
I still wanted to clean my house. The new Microsoft Designer is an AI Doll E powered Canva killer. The key differentiator for Microsoft is that their designer doesn't require you to browse through templates or learn anything at all. In fact, it doesn't even require you to work. So if you don't want to, and I don't want to, that sounds good to me.
See what I mean, though?
Um,
Mm-hmm.
is my audio cutting in and out for anybody?
No, so
Okay.
sounds okay to me.
Okay. All right. But there's even more going on in the metaverse, like Interpol launching the first global police metaverse, a virtual facsimile of the Interpol General Secretariat headquarters in Lyon, France, where officers can interact via their avatars and even take immersive training courses in forensic investigation and other policing capabilities.
Wow.
Policing and forensics? Very interesting. Well, a Walmart owned e-commerce marketplace, Flipkart, has careful with that one too. Flipkart has launched a metaverse experience called Flipverse, in which users can experience and buy products in three-dimensional virtual reality. That can be accessed through a smartphone without the need for a VR headset. They're saying you could look up furniture and try it out and all this stuff. Well, that's what I
And
want to
done.
decorate my house after they clean it.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna speak
But-
it all.
Yeah, they have to clean it first. Okay.
Yeah.
It's time now for our Discord tip of the week. Discord is our back channel communications tool used by Altspace VR and events in many groups all across the community.
Have you ever wished for a comprehensive breakdown of exactly what you get up to on Discord? Do you ever wonder how many messages you've sent and the amount of channels that you've talked in? Well, never fear. We're going to be showing you just how to unlock your secret stats for your Discord account.
So, to start off with, you're going to need a data package analyzer, such as Androx 2091's Discord Data Package Explorer or DiscordRecap.com. You will also need your Discord data package. Yes, we hear your cries of what the hell is my data package? We'll explain. Be patient. You also need a few days to wait because Discord likes it. Do we have Never mind. Okay. So,
Never mind.
uh, okay. You also have to have a few days to wait because Discord likes to take their time.
hmm You'll be pleased to know that getting your data package is as easy as pie. All you have to do is follow these steps. Open Discord,
Mhm.
navigate to user settings,
Mhm,
select the privacy and safety tab.
mhm,
Scroll to the bottom until you find request all of my data. Click the request data button at the button. After pressing the button, you will receive a pop-up notification. Discord claims that producing your data button can take up to 30 days. Depends on how much is in it. But reportedly, it really only takes 1 or 2 days.
Should take
Discord
minutes.
will the Discord will then gather up your personal data, wrap it up in a nice little zip file archive
Oh,
bundle, and send it straight to the email address linked to your Discord account. It's
isn't
worth
that sweet?
noting that after requesting, there is a cooldown of 1 month before you can request your data again. Boy, it sure seems to just be easier to automate the whole process so you get it immediately and
Uh-huh.
don't have to
Oh,
wait a
well.
month.
Or
Ugh.
you could just not wonder.
Huh?
Anyway, now on to alt space
True.
events. Please, let's look. These are wonderful. Immediately after today's news and updates, I might happily add, is Nico's very special official solar system and beyond tour. Is that somebody's
Really?
phone?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I tried to answer mine, but it didn't answer
A
me.
little
Sorry.
reality here.
Okay. Okay. Immediately after today's
Always
news and
intrude.
updates is Nico's very special official solar system and beyond tour. You do not want to miss this. He is always adding something to our vast solar system to spark your knowledge of the universe. Speaking of universe, here in Alt Space VR, we are so excited about all the Halloween seasons events coming up. Here are some highlights of a few events coming up this week, and some peeks and some boos into the spooky future events from more than 300 VR events here in Alt Space VR. But don't worry, we have some calmer events for the week of heart. There are so many ways to get involved with Halloween. My Little Machine is just one of them, and I love it. Educators in VR is offering volunteer training they teach you to scare people. Honest to goodness, they teach you to scare people. And
Mhm.
so much is going on. Don't be afraid. Come in, be a scary, 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 scary part of it, and you will be rewarded. You will be rewarded by scaring somebody.
Ooh, I got
Ow.
goosebumps. Whoa.
Maybe not that much. Tonight, tonight is Pandemonium of Fear, a VR scare experience. Pandemonium of Fear is an 18 plus mature rated Halloween scare experience produced and directed by Psycho Wench Productions and built by some of the most talented creators in virtual reality today.
On Sunday, Party at the Aquarium. Remember the aquarium? To launch Daisy
Hmm.
Shaw's Pumpkin Hunt this year. And it has a $25 cash prize for the person who finds them all first.
Ooh, money.
Then on Monday,
Yeah.
Von D is offering a Von D's Beginner Center for people new to AltSpace VR. If you encounter anyone new, direct them to her event since we no longer have AltSpace 101 events.
Ah,
Great idea, Karen. And on Tuesdays, come join Education in VRs for their Halloween Fright Night stories, where creative writers share their original Halloween Fright Night stories. This is a special storytelling event, and it can be, I've been to one, and they're several, but they're so fun to hear. So if you have written a short, scary story or a poem appropriate for families no longer than 4 minutes in length to read out loud, please join Creative Writing Meetup and Educators in VR for the Halloween Fright Night special AltSpace VR community events.
and come join the reading group on Wednesday where they will talk about the book by Matthew Ball, The Metaverse, and how it will revolutionize everything. They will present the book from different perspectives and talk about the various topics in the book.
Also on Wednesday is the MRE meetup hosted by Dargon and educators in VR. Come join other world builders and MRE developers to learn more, exchange tips, and ask questions.
World builders, educators, and those passionate about preserving history and culture. Come join educators in VR on Wednesdays for a social discussion to explore various heritage and cultural worlds in AltSpace VR that honor the ancient traditions and holidays. Educators in VR's Cultural Heritage Preservation Team project meets regularly to discuss and share information about cultural heritage, history, landmarks, museums, and other man-made and natural preservation tips, techniques, apps, virtual worlds, and museums, helping us understand not just how to preserve and protect, but enjoy our history in VR.
You know, on Thursday, Educators in VR Medical and Healthcare Project team is hosting a run Nadarasa Meta Evangelist at Web3 Pharma. Okay, I'm going to try this again.
Okay.
A run Nadarasa Meta Evangelist at Web3 Pharma and the founder of International Social Prescribing Pharmacy Association, ISPPA for short. The team and special guests will explore the topic of social prescribing, and participants will learn about the social prescribing principles. Begin to understand the blue ocean of metaverse social prescribing and evaluate the synergy with the UN Sustainable Development Goal number 3, good health and well-being.
Wow, you read that great. That was a mouthful.
Yeah,
Jeez.
congrats.
Pizza.
Please join Daniel Debowski Bryant, the Executive Director of the Virtual World Society and co-founder of Educators in VR, which I cannot say tonight, and his guest, Gregory Panos, in the monthly Virtual World Society Fireside Chat on Thursday. Greg is an American futurist, writer, educator, inventor, developer, consultant, and evangelist in the emerging field of human simulation. That's virtual actors, not, performance animation, 3D digital puppeteering and motion capture, virtual theater, virtual reality, on-body wearable computing, augmented reality, and human computer interactions and user experience design. His career spans over 40 years. It sounds like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Greg,
Sounds
I
exciting.
ran out of air. Greg's current artistic and developmental direction lies in pioneering the use of 3D volumetric imaging, depthography, real-time 3D scanning, point cloud art, virtual production, and other leading-edge media creation tools and techniques. These tools will be essential to elevate the creation of content for virtual reality and the metaverse. If you want to keep up with the development of the future of the metaverse, don't miss this event.
Also on Thursday, if you speak Spanish, come join the Educators in VR Spanish team to discuss the metaverse and all its possibilities. No te lo puedes perder. The Hamilton series continues with events this week, so be sure to check the calendar.
Yes, you might want to consult him about your financials. Educators in VR is hosting a month-long series of special events in AltSpace VR dedicated to building cyberbullying awareness. Their special interest group teams are tackling the subject from various perspectives, such as the VR coaching and personal development team exploring awareness and self-care in the metaverse, and the virtual schooling team talking about parents and talking to their children about cyberbullying.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Next Saturday, noon Pacific time, the New York Stereoscopic Society, hosted by Johnny Laser, will have its weekly show, which includes interacting with a live Zoom, AltSpace VR, and live streaming. So if you are into 3D and history, you'll want to check this out. By the way, Karen and Steph, as we said before, don't forget to set your clocks back on Sunday.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
Marcia.
reminding me.
Yes, that's a good reminder for everyone.
Okay, okay,
Oh.
I'll remember.
Well, we gain an hour, so it's cool. We actually get to beat time. I love it. Okay, so remember, you guys, I'm telling you to remember, so I'll remember myself. But remember, fall back 1 hour on Sunday. And again, we really wish we had time to bring attention to all the amazing events in AltSpace VR. Check them
Indeed.
out on the calendars and on the website and in World, and make sure you RSVP to mark an event as interested so you'll be notified through the email you use to sign up for AltSpace VR an hour in advance of the event. Okay, that's all for this week's news and updates. Thank you for joining us here every week and for celebrating 4 years of news and updates every Saturday.
We do this for you for free to help you be better informed community. We are volunteers, not AltSpace VR employees. We do this because we believe in this community. We live stream the news onto YouTube and Twitch every week, so you can catch up with past episodes and more about AltSpace VR events, projects, news, and community activities, as well as in our News and Update Discord.
We could not do this without our amazing volunteer team of reporters, moderators, filmers, and support team. If you'd like to join our happy little band, let us know. We'd love to teach you about how all this insanity comes together at the last minute every week. Oh boy, does it ever. It's a great way to learn about event production too.
Yes, and thank you. Thank you to all of you and to all of our friends and our community members. We are with you. Stand tough, stand up, and most of all, in these most uncertain times, please be safe wherever you are in the world.